Yes, boys, and we're back. That's right, 2 weeks off. And guys, I feel like I've missed out on so much. Yes, I've been away. Went to Spain for a week. Do I look like I've got any suntan? The answer is no. It rained for 6 out of the 7 days, which is absolutely amazing. That's what you want when you pay to go on holiday. However, it was a week away. And then, guys, I've been wrapped up with other personal engagements and whatnot. So 2 weeks has gone by. I do feel like I've missed a lot. Do you know what? I'm so thankful that we did set up that Discord, because from the Discord I've seen, even though I've not been part of it per se in terms of, you know, I feel like I've been on the front lines doing the videos and having that interaction. At the same time that I feel like you guys have been doing that for me. So whoever give me the shout out, you know who you are. For the Discord, obviously much appreciated. I just want to say straight away, we've missed everything, haven't we, guys? I've missed it all, from the new leagues that have started, getting the announcements, and you know, having a field day with that, entering teams. I'll be honest with you, I haven't gone silent. You know, just because I've not been uploading videos, that doesn't mean I've not been on the other end. You know, we still have internet abroad. We don't live in the third world here yet, so I have managed to actually keep on par with what's happening, keep updated. You guys through the Discord has been a massive help, because I've kind of just saw what you guys have been discussing and your views on it, which is absolutely amazing. Again, just a bit of a shout out. Obviously, we've got 12 people that have essentially used my link. Out them, 5 of the people have gone, so we're nearly on a 50% ratio. Obviously, we're still waiting on some of these lads. Will they do it? Who knows? But that is their prerogative. But hopefully one day in the near future, people will start using this link more. If you do want to use it, fantastic. It is, everyone gets a link. You know, it's not, this link's specific to me, but everybody gets one. So if you don't want to use mine, you know, go ahead and use somebody else's. But if you do want to use mine, as it displays right here, sorare.com/r/AshMann-88. If you use the link and you set up a new account, go into market, go into cards, click in cards, you know the drill, guys. You go into scarcity, click on limited. You can do it with any card, but if you want the cheapest one, go into here, try and find a card that's, you know, 50 pence to a couple of pound. If you buy 5 of them cards, you will automatically get a free card. I will then in turn get a free card, so we'll help each other out. So it's winner winner chicken dinner, as they say. So, what have I missed out on, guys? First of all, we want to talk quickly about leagues. Yes, I understand there has been multiple leagues, so let's quickly go on to this now. Underdog, etc. We're gonna take a look at them in just 1 second. Tell you the best way to do this right now, I'm thinking, is just go into prize pools, mix, and then we'll have a look. Yeah, so obviously Underdog Rare League. We're not going to be entertaining anything, guys, that's rare, super rare. Using legends, yes, as exciting as this is, and I want to, like anybody else, you know, it's a new thing, I want to be part of it. I'm still staying clear of it. Unless I really want to tap into it, I'm just staying clear. For me, the only ones I would really be ever looking at is Specialist Limited League and Underdog Limited League. For the rest of these, I am not bothered. I'm not entertaining it for this year, guys. I'll be completely honest. Maybe in August, September, when the Premier League restarts and we might have been introduced to the Premier League, who knows? Maybe at that stage, I might then take a punt, start going to rare. But the way I believe it, and this might be only me, but you've got to get your foundations right. If you jump, you know, if you run before you can walk, you're just setting yourself up for failure. For me, you know, you start an account, if for a low budget manager, maybe a couple of £100, £100, you go to £300, you go to £600, you go to 1,000, you break that £1,000 barrier, you go to half an ETH, I think it's 1.2, 1.3k, you go to a full ETH, which is around 1.5, 1.6, depending on the metrics and how it is at that time, and you sort of build up. It'd be crazy for me to go now with, I think I've got, if I go into my gallery, I've got around £1,200. When I was on the holiday, believe it or not, this went down to about £800. I'm back from the holiday now, and more leagues have opened up, etc. This has gone to just shy of £1,200. At one stage, a few days ago, this was actually about £1,360, £1,370. So I know this has the ability to go between £1,400 to £1,500 if I was to sell everyone at the right time, the right place, when the leagues first kick off, etc. European leagues and that lot, and I keep the cards. I probably can get £1,400 14 to 1500. However, if I was to sell it now and I just wanted to get some profit, or not profit, but I just wanted to make some money, I could literally get 1200 quid out this account. So as you can see, guys, I only have like half an ETH, if that, 0.48. So once I start hitting around 1 ETH, that magic number, once I hit, 1 ETH, I'll probably then make an executive decision to go into the rares and start, even if it's just a threshold team. When I say a threshold, obviously the threshold now, as you're all aware, have completely been, will be scrapped as of August. So if you want to be part of that and get that, that ETH threshold of 0.02 and 0.01, as the ETH is sort of going up and down and probably spiking a little bit, you probably want to be jumping on that and use the ability of having a common goalkeeper. But the reality is, guys, is that if you can't afford to do, in my opinion, the way I see it is, I was always one of them that if you can't afford something, just don't buy it until you've got the money. That's the way I was brought up, and that's just the way my mind thinks. So I'm not going to go and say, I want to jump into that and maybe spam a common goalkeeper and just keep getting grinding threshold, because yes, I could do that with the money I've got now. If I sacrifice everything, just go into there, not a problem, but it takes the fun out of it for me. No, if you can't afford to go into a rare team now and you're having to use a common goalkeeper, you shouldn't be in the league. It's as simple as that. You shouldn't be in that division, Division 3. You should be staying in Division, I think it's Division 3, Division 2. You should be staying in the lower one, limited. That's just my personal opinion. You guys might disagree. That's absolutely fine, just the way I think on it. So going back to here, yes, I know some of the leagues have changed. What's my opinion on that? I think it's on one of them. I'm not sure if it's the underdog or the specialist, where you allowed like 2 players, 40, an average, maximum average of 40 or less, one that's 60 or more, and then you allowed a couple of players somewhere between the 40 to 60 mark. You only allowed 2 players at one time from the same, I think it's the same team or same league or something like that, maybe same team. So yes, I've looked into it. I understand what the changes are. I'm a fan of it, it gives me an extra sort of squad to spam, essentially. I think for me, I'm never going to prioritise this. I was, once bitten, twice shy, and once I went and spent £120 on my goalkeeper and 20 odd pounds on, midfielders and defenders. And you remember a month back, when they did that, the mixed one where you could earn a unique, you guys know what I mean. I went there and I spent something, honestly, like, 120 quid on the goalkeeper. I probably spent over £200, 220 quid, and that I won't even get half that money back. And maybe, but the high chance is, if I get half the money back or 2/3 that money back, I'll be very lucky. So because I've been bitten by that, I'm slightly dubious of going back into it. I'm a bit scolded by it still. So for me personally, I'm sticking with what I've got, which is a champion Euro team until European finishes. If I can sell them for a profit, I will. If I have to keep my players until August again, and then they'll spike massively in fashion, and I'm going to make hundreds of pounds in profit, I'm going to do that. So I'll judge it in a few weeks' time. All-Star, what I've been doing is just putting players in. In fact, what I'll do is I'll quickly just show you now. So if I go to my teams here, tell you what, we'll do it from this tab so you can see both. If I go into, what am I doing? What are you doing, Ash? Come on. Just think. You're going into here. Guys, when you're just looking and thinking, what am I playing at? All right, here we go. So, Champion Europe, as you know, full well, I always put in a similar team. Oliver Bowman, main goalkeeper. Ferland Mendy, left back. Doesn't get an awful lot of assists, but just generally plays well, so he normally just gets nice percentage. Casimiro, he plays more often than not. 99% of the time he's always going to be playing. He's only like 30 years old, and he gets cracking scores again. Not a huge amount of assists or goals, but just the fact that he plays extremely well. He's always going to be giving you around that late 50s into the 60s. Munane is my striker. Because again, believe it or not, he doesn't do an awful lot of goals and assists, but again, sometimes about work ethic, some of these players may not have the star quality where they're setting up goals and scoring goals week in, week out, but at the same time, if they're getting, persistent 50s, 60s or more, and just from work ethic and good passing, holding possession, not losing possession, you know, as I say, tackles, interference, winning headers. You know what I mean? If they're just building up good scores on their own merit, I like players like that, because then if they get an assist or a goal, that's brilliant. They're just adding on top of what they're already going to get. However, on the other side, if you're relying on a person to assist or score, and they go through a run of form of 4 or 5 games and they don't get anything, their general performance might be pretty low. So for me, I like players that just consistently get you just from work ethic and being good players all round. Modric we normally put in. I haven't put him in because he obviously played Chelsea Champions League. He's going to be playing again, I think, next Wednesday, next Thursday or something. He's midweek. Again, Champions League second leg, which I think Real Madrid will go on to just win it, because they smashed Chelsea. I don't think Chelsea didn't even have a shot on target or something, or a shot full stop, which was pretty embarrassing. So I think they're going to win that. So because of that, I think they'll rest him midweek. So I've just put Kramaric in. So I've kind of sacrificed the midfielder for an attacking midfield / striker here. So that's my team now. They're not playing for another day or two, so that's the Champion Europe All-Star. We're going to go in. Normally All-Star, what I do, guys, because I have 2 goalkeepers. Now, it's one good thing to come out of when I did buy Diego Lopez, when we did that little limited mix thing, you know, before. I bought him. Now, since I've done that, I've always been able to field a second team. And what you're going to see here is normally I have the same players just fielding, you know, Andre Kramaric for Munin, Sissoko, normally for what, you know, I'd have Modric in one, Casimiro, and this one I'll have Sissoko. So I normally have you know, Matt Hummels instead of Ferland Mendy. I'll put Matt Hummels in this one. So whoever is not playing, and just normally swap them and vice versa. So I kind of use them, and these are the ones that I'm not really bothered about. However, I have noticed the last couple of weeks, whenever I've done an All-Star, my All-Star team, believe it or not, has actually been doing nearly as good, or sometimes bettered, my European squad. So I'm starting to get a bit of depth now, where the players I'm getting are challenging for the Europe. The only problem is, you know, Matt Hummels can go in Europe, Diego Lopez, but these 3 naughty lads here, that's right, you can see I have some new players. And this is what I want to do on this episode. Darlington Nagby, MLS. Raheem Edwards, striker, MLS. Derrick Etienne Jr., MLS. We've got our Colorado boys, Darlington and Derrick, sitting midfielder and attacking midfielder. Raheem Edwards says he's a striker, he plays as a striker. However, you know, he's been known to play left back, left midfield, left wing, and left striker. So basically, he plays everything on the left. But he gets assists and he gets goals. So what we're going to do is have a quick look at my club, and I just want to show you some of my new boys, guys. You know, it's exciting times. I said I was going to do MLS. The only thing I'm missing now is a goalkeeper, which I'm going to have by this weekend. So next week, we'll be trying to do, fingers crossed, an all-star team, a Champion Europe team, an MLS team, and of course my common team. So for me, these are the 4 on priority. And yes, I could go into underdog and the other one and try and capitalise on that. And if the team's right that particular week, I might switch it over. But the reality is, no, I'm not going to do that. These are the teams I'm going to be doing. So we've got Raheem Edwards. We'll have a quick look here. This guy I'm excited about because, again, having a quick look at him, guys, for you. He's only, it doesn't have it here. Does it have it back where I was a second ago? Yes, there he goes, 25, which means he's 25, 26, whenever his birthday is. So he's only in his mid-20s. He plays as a forward, but as I said, you can see where I got him here for the price of £72. He's actually just gone for £116. I haven't checked where he is now, but no one's bought him since at that time. So I think he's on the rise. If he carries on being successful the way he has, I'm going to make a bit of profit. But at this time, guys, I'm kind of putting the profit to one side in terms of, oh, I bought him here and I can make 10 quid here and 30 quid there. As I said to you, that's what I did 2 months ago when I first started the channel. And over this summer, I will try and make some more money out of the game by winning rewards. However, my plan of action is, once this European is gone, and if I can trade them players, sell them players, I'll be putting that money into MLS and maybe another league. And my plan is to create and field a team. Unlike what I did with Champion Europe, where it took me 2 months to get a team, I want to go straight in with a team that's going to challenge for rewards week in, week out, and I can start making money. So time August, September comes, I'm sort of back in the money again. You know, that's really my pivotal things. So I've got this guy here. We have a quick look at his SO5 scores. We'll have a look here. You can see he hasn't been playing very well, but these are the months gone by. If we just have a look at that sort of the last 3 months of scores, or let's have a look at his last 6 months. So of, you know, I mean, I know the league's only started within the last month or two, but if we have a quick look, you know, a 60, so he gets a decisive. He gets a decisive. A couple of weeks later, what does he do again? Gets another decisive. Gets another decisive. Goes a couple of weeks where he doesn't get decisive, still plays the full 90 minutes, but he still gets around 50. And then what does he do? On his last game week, gets another decisive. So just in 1, 2, 3, 4, we'll do it from here, from where we just got his last one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. In 10, 50% of them, he got a decisive, whether it's an assist or a goal, doesn't matter. He got a decisive, and 2 of them, he got around 50 points. But you got to remember, with the percentages extra, and whether or not I put a captaincy on him, these 70s are going to 80s, these 50s are going to 60s. So really, for me, I'm thinking 7 out of 10 is a pretty decent ratio. So I'm very, very happy with that pick up there. So MLS, it's well on its way. We've got 1 striker already. The midfielders, we've got Darlington, Nagbe and Derrick. With Darlington, I believe he's the sitting midfielder. He's only 30 years old, so he's absolutely in his prime right now, knows how to read the game. Again, he's on an absolute landslide going up. I picked him up at 33.78. He's recently gone for around 55, 60 pounds, or just over 60 pounds, so nearly double the price. Fantastic. And if you look at his scores, guys, look at this. I told you, your boy's not messing about. You know, I need to put things in perspective. I'm just shit at getting stuff out, you know, just picking things. We have a look at here. We've got a 60, a decisive score. Yes, he had a few scrummy games. He gets another decisive. He plays the full 90 minutes on all. He gets around 50. He goes up, gets another decisive. In fact, so we have a look there. Yeah, gets decisive, gets another decisive. So what? Well, he don't get a decisive score, but that just shows you. Look at that. He got 81 without getting a decisive. That's just what he's getting. So no doubt these guys are hitting numbers. That's what we want. We have a look at next one, Derrick Etienne. I'm just showing you the new guys, and he also got a couple of defenders as well. Not the defenders I wanted, but I had to just think about my budget at that time. We'll have a look. His price, £70. I maybe paid a little too much for him, so he's dropped down to, you know, 40 quid. So, you know, I've lost £30 there. But like anything, I think the reason why he was at 70, he had a bit of run of form, didn't he? Yeah, look at this. Look at this, guys. Decisive, 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 decisive. In fact, a decisive now, so he probably had a goal and assist or something in that match. So he had 4, he jumped up to 70 odd pound. I think at one point he was going around 80 pound or something. I got him at 70 odd. He then had 2 games. Yeah, bear in mind, you know, he's played nearly 90 minutes, 60 minutes here, 87 minutes. He had a couple of stinkers, I get that. I've actually put him as captaincy for this week, not based upon these 2 games obviously, but the fact that he had 4 cracking games back to back and he's had a couple of stinkers is telling me that he's on the upward trajectory and he's going to get an assist or a goal. I just feel it in my bones, so I've gone with him. So that's where we are. So we've got a sitting midfielder, an attacking midfielder, and then a striker. In terms of my 2 defenders, I've gone ahead and got myself a Matt Hedges, first of all. So with Matt Hedges, kind of just letting you know where we are here. As I told you, the defenders I got, I'll be honest with you, they were both ranked in the top 15, which is why I got them. They were both cheap, which is why I got them. I only paid £22. His price has gone down to around 20 quid. But for me, I was going to either get one solid defender around £60, somebody I can rely on, or get a couple of £20, £30 players to sort of rotate. Now, I thought to myself, listen, yes, this guy is only a certain amount, you know, but when you look at his scores here, I'm thinking to myself, I'm forgetting here, I'm going, as a defender, he gets a decisive, he gets another decisive, he plays 90 minutes nearly every single match. Look, he doesn't get a decisive, he's already in his 60s, he gets another decisive, he plays 90 minutes. He plays 90 minutes. He plays 90 minutes. So this guy plays in, week out for the full 90, there or thereabouts. In like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 matches, 3 of them decisives. Now for a defender, to get 3 out of 10. You know, if your striker was getting 3 assists or 3 goals out every 10 matches, it wouldn't mean he was a phenomenon striker, but it would be pretty poor. But if your defender is getting that, so you imagine in 30 matches, they're getting 9 goals or assists or something in 30 matches, you'd be thinking to yourself, well, that's better than some strikers. You know what I mean? So I'm thinking this guy knows how to either assist or put a goal away. I'm thinking a lot of these were probably headers that he was boshing in. He's 6 foot odd, centre defender, a Van Dijk, sort of player. So he plays all the time. He gets good scores. So for me, I'm happy with Matt Hedges. This one is a bit of an exciting prospect. Antonio Carlos. Yes, he's not as much to buy. However, it's just exciting for the fact that he's younger. I think I didn't have a look there, but he's only in his, there you go. Well, he's a few years younger, he's 27. I did buy him when he dropped down. If you see here, he was going for around £40 a rover. I got him for only £12. He's dropped back up to 16. I've made £4 there. Woohoo! So, we have a look at his scores, and let's see what we've got here. Now, if you look at this, I mean, even when I'm looking at this now, I'm still super impressed. We'll just go to the last. I mean, let's just take a look for that. Look at how many greens are there. This is a defender, guys. I mean, I think it's a left back, but nonetheless, whether it's a left back or not, he's a defender. In fact, does it actually say where he's playing here? I can't remember if he's a centre back or left back. I think he's a left back. But I mean, look at this. Is this like Trent? If you put Trent's scores up right now and have a look at his scores, I don't think there's that much difference between them. I mean, look at this. Literally, he got 64 for not getting an assist or goal, so just general play. General play. General play. General play. Are you joking me? General play. Look at this. So he's not assisting and scoring week in, week out. But look at this, out of like 10 matches, half of them is getting in the 60s just from being a good player, being consistent. That for me screams that if he were to keep this standard up, just doing this week in, week out, and also get the odd assist or goal, this guy, and he's only 27, if he's a left back, he might be coming into his prime, might be in his prime, who knows, but guys, for only £12, £12, if someone says, right, pay £12, £15, and we're going to give you a player that hits you these scores, you'd be laughing, wouldn't you? Absolute laughing. You go, yeah, of course, I'll give you double that. So for me, I'm super happy for £30-35 for 2 players, which I can rotate if needed, if one gets ill or whatever it may be. So that's where I'm at with the guys. As you can see, I'm starting to build a bit of a gallery here now. We've got a nice amount of, a licorice all sorts, haven't we? We've got the Champion Europe players, we've got the MLS players, we've got players that are sort of from a bit above, but are sort of just amalgamating in the All-Star. So we'll always prioritise MLS moving forwards. Champion Europe, whatever players we've got left over that aren't playing or as good to get in the teams, but they're not fielding, we'll put them in the All-Star, and that's really the surprise package. But for me, moving forwards now, is trying to win stuff in Champion Europe, trying to win stuff in MLS. They're my 2 main go-tos. So that's where we're at now, guys. We're at about £1,200. I have put more money in the game, obviously, to go ahead and buy these players. And I'm still going to put probably another £500 in. I want to have, by August, September, I'm not going to sit here and lie to you, if I don't have a £2,500 in the game by August, September, I'd be pretty disappointed. Whether that's putting some more money in, whether or not it's rewards that I win, whatever it may be, I would like to have an ETH or at least one ETH. That's my goal, by 1 ETH, and not me wholeheartedly putting it all in. I like to win a reward. If you have a look here, guys, no rewards, you know what I mean? I've never won anything, and I've been at this now for maybe 10 weeks, and you can't sit here and say, I've not bought any decent players at all. I've never fielded a good team. Most players I field always play. They do come up with good scores, but, it's just like anything. You spend 2 months, it's a learning curve, knowing what to buy, when to buy, who to buy. Percentage, I didn't realise was such a massive thing, so you've got 5%, 7%, someone's got 10% or more. They're naturally just going to always, and it makes a massive difference, it really does. So where are we for this then? So as I've already mentioned, you've seen my Champion Europe team, you've seen my All-Star. My common team is basically a bunch of Liverpool players. They're against Man City. Will they do amazing? Who knows? I hope they win. it just makes the league more exciting, the fact that they're in front of Man City, and you know, there's this bit of a clash. If Man City go ahead and just win, whether it's 1-0, 3-0, in my opinion, whoever wins this is going to go on and win the league. And then we've got Gustavo, who plays for Yenbuk Hyundai Motors. Sounds like a car company, doesn't it? So he plays for them. I had to put him in because I didn't really have anyone else. And what I do want to just show you guys as well is just a kind of a bit of a catch up with my cards as well. So for example, who have I been winning the last couple of weeks? Obviously, yes, I've got you see some trophies here. So I don't know where we left it. Maybe Sean Johnson, I'm not too sure. Anastasios Bakasetas, what a lovely name. Joe Willis. Faiz Selemani, this guy has been a legend for me. I played him a couple of times now. As you can see, he's absolutely brilliant as a forward, which is nice because I was lacking forwards for common. I was always having to play. Do you remember who was it? The Liverpool forward. Is it Japanese guy? I can't remember. He's on the other page. We've got ourselves on here as well. Naif. Aguad, oh god guys, I'm butchering some of these names. Defender, plays for Reims. We've got another Reims goalkeeper, only 18 years old, so it's nice to see that. We've got Casimiro, guys. I got a star player, I got it today, Casimiro. We already know I've got Casimiro goal version, and he's an absolute beast. He goes for around 200 quid or something now, but he's been known to go to £400 to £500 in the game, which I think I'll always hold on to him until he hits that £400 or £500 in August and he peaks, and then I'll literally get, you know, if I can get £100, £250 or £200, maybe 200 quid on this guy, it's a no-brainer in it. So I got myself a Casimiro. He'll start going into my team now week in, week out. So again, just improving on my common, so eventually I can try and hit that podium spot. That's my goal. So that's where we are, guys. You know, what else can I say? We've kind of covered some of the things that have happened previously with the Discord, and that, you know, some of the new stuff that's been happening with the changes of the cards and such as the removal of the common goalkeepers. I've gone through some of the people that I've won, nothing too special, some tier ones, one you know, star player. My goal, my focus with the MLS. The next video I bring out in a few days' time will just be showing probably just commons that I'll be entering, because I don't think I've got anyone midweek. But on that video, I'll be talking more about the MLS teams, why I specifically chose them players with them teams, and whether it's Eastern Conference or Western Conference, and why I went into detail where all my research was and how I made them players up, and the goalkeeper that I'll be going for, hopefully I'll have in a few days' time. So we'll be talking more about the MLS in the next video, and maybe touch on a couple of bits and pieces. But for this video, it was more just a roundup of sort of saying, this is what's happened 2 weeks ago, this is where we're at. I am listening to what you guys in the Discord, and we're going to be having a few new cheaty things with the edits, a bit of sound in the background moving forwards on the videos. We're going to spice things up. Say the first couple of months was me literally just sitting in front of the camera, trying to get to know you guys, a bit of an update, trying to, you know, for me it's all brand new, but moving forwards, it's now time for me to sort of up everything up now. We're going to try and do some live streams if possible, specific dates, times. We're going to all come together in the Discord so we can all chat. I'm going to sit there, we're going to go through players, leagues. We're going to really, this summer, we're going to up the ante as much as possible. We're going to really drive it, and we're going to have such a laugh, guys, honestly. But for this video, we're going to call it there. You know the crack, don't you, by now? Like, subscribe, and all that good stuff. Follow that link if you feel like you want to join. Sorare.com/r/AshMann88. It's your boy, and his out. Love you all. Peace.